You could set your watch by it. 5 o'clock foot traffic crossing Broad Boulevard, swinging by the Lawson Milk Company at Newberry Street and Broad, grabbing a fresh gallon after work. Some of you listening did exactly that, and you probably still miss it.
And a few of you are probably already craving chip chop ham and that famous chip dip. Don't worry, we've got you covered.
Welcome back to Cuyahoga Falls Chronicles. I'm Jeri.
And I'm Tom. Today we're diving into the homegrown rise of Lawson's, how a small retail counter at the Newberry and Broad plant turned into a network of neighborhood stores and helped define what a convenience store could be.
We'll trace the early days in 1939, the retail innovations that made life easier for Falls families, the pushback and drama, the huge growth, the corporate handoffs, and yes, how Lawson's continues on in the unlikeliest place, Japan. Plus, we've got a kitchen break with a 3-ingredient Lawson-style chip dip you can whip up tonight.
Picture Cuyahoga Falls in 1939. Fewer cars, more front porches, and a brand new retail counter inside the Lawson Milk Company plant at Newberry Street and Broad Boulevard. J.J. Lawson starts selling milk and ice cream right there to walk-in customers. No waiting for a milkman, no juggling multiple quarts. It's fast, friendly, and close to home.
At the time, most families were used to home delivery in quart bottles. So this idea, swing by the plant and pick it up yourself, changed the rhythm of errands. You'd meet neighbors in line, trade a little news, and head home with what you needed. That little retail counter feels small, but the idea behind it is huge.
History note for the purists. J.J. Lawson didn't invent the gallon milk jug or the milk vending machine. His real breakthroughs were in retailing and marketing, taking what existed and making it easier, cheaper, and more appealing for families. He adapted the jug with a wider mouth and a wire handle so shoppers could carry and pour a gallon more easily. That ties into his next big move.
The large economy size. By emphasizing gallons, Lawson made milk more affordable per ounce, and people around Akron and Cuyahoga Falls started buying and consuming more milk. Then he doubled down by opening neighborhood dairy convenience stores, milk, eggs, bread, OJ, and later, those specialty deli items. Put it together and you've got an early prototype of the modern convenience store, born right here in the Falls.
Innovation ruffled feathers. Between government rules on milk, blue laws that restricted Sunday sales, and the old habit of door-to-door delivery, Lawson's was swimming upstream. Traditional dairies accused him of cut-rate pricing.
And protests got gnarly. Stink bombs tossed into stores, a truck dynamited. Yet the public response tilted toward Lawson. In a 1941 Akron Beacon Journal profile by Keys Beach, while others argued for higher prices, Lawson hinted they should go down, painting him as a public benefactor, a lone independent bucking the milk trust.
Convenience wasn't just a modern buzzword. In the late 30s and early 40s, it meant time saved, money saved, and a little dignity for the shopper, especially in tight times.
The idea caught fire. By 1939, Lawson already had 10 stores. By 1943, 20. And by the 1950s, there were 700-plus Lawsons across the Midwest. Stores kept the essentials: milk, bread, eggs, orange juice, but they also built a reputation around chip chop ham and that sour cream chip dip.
Listeners told us that every football game, every graduation party, if you forgot the Lawson's dip, you were turning around to get it. It became a social reflex in Northeast Ohio.
And here in the Falls, the Newberry and Broad plant was a landmark. You'd pass, wave, pop in, and be out in minutes. It wasn't fancy. It was ours. All right, before we jump into the corporate twists and turns, we promised you a quick detour into the kitchen. This Copycat Lawson's chip dip is the version locals swear by, and it only needs 3 ingredients.
Grab a pen or pause us for 30 seconds. Here we go. 1 8-ounce container of chive and onion cream cheese spread, softened. 1 cup sour cream. 3 teaspoons dry ranch seasoning mix.
Beat the softened cream cheese smooth. Whisk in sour cream until silky. Stir in ranch mix. Taste and tweak. Tiny pinch of onion powder or dried chives if you want. Chill 2 to 4 hours. Overnight is best. And voila! A knockoff of Lawson's chip dip.
Keeps 3 to 4 days in the fridge. Don't leave it out over 2 hours. Thicker, add a spoon of cream cheese. Lighter, add a spoon of sour cream. Optional, a splash of lemon or a pinch of white pepper.
If you make it, send us a photo and your tweaks. Also, Best Lawson's memory earns a shout-out on a future episode.
Lawson's history isn't all smiles and chip dip. There was a bruising labor dispute at the Broad Boulevard entrance that left a mark on the community.
A photograph from the time shows picketers blockading a delivery truck right at the Broad Boulevard gate. The truck inched forward, trying to push through a wall of picketers until police ordered it to turn around. In the chaos, several vehicles were damaged.
About 150 picketers from Teamsters Local 336 blockaded the entrance for 4 hours, blocking non-union employees and roughly 10 vehicles. At that point, factory employees and drivers had been on strike for 71 days. Core issues: the company's proposal for pay cuts and adding contracted drivers and part-time employees.
The strike dragged on for over a year and in the end was unsuccessful. Most strikers were replaced during the dispute. However you remember it, on the line or watching from the sidewalk, it was a painful, defining chapter at Newberry and Broad that reminds us how local industry and livelihoods are intertwined.
If you or a family member were connected to that strike, we'd welcome your stories, what you saw, what you felt, and what it meant for your household.
In 1959, J.J. Lawson sold the Lawson's brand to Consolidated Foods to focus on full-time philanthropy, much of it faith-based and international. Then came heartbreak. On July 22, 1962, J.J. Lawson was killed in a head-on collision on Graham Road in Stowe. He left behind Mary, 2 grown children, siblings, and 6 grandchildren, and a community that felt the loss.
But Lawson's kept going. By the mid-1980s, U.S. Lawson stores were sold to Dairy Mart, which even moved its headquarters to Cuyahoga Falls. In 2002, Alimentation Couche-Tard bought Dairy Mart. Many locations became Circle K.
What didn't change? The chip dip. Around here, the message was loud and clear. Call it what you want on the sign, but don't touch the dip. And the companies listened.
Here's one of my favorite twists. Lawson is a major convenience chain in Japan, under the umbrella of Mitsubishi. The blue and white milk can logo, still a thing over there.
Tell someone in Tokyo that Lawson started at Newberry and Broad and watch their eyebrows shoot up. A Falls original that went global. How fun is that?
Boil it down, and Lawson's wasn't just milk. It was a retail idea that respected a shopper's time and budget, and it was rooted in community.
And let's be precise, because details matter. J.J. Lawson didn't invent the gallon jug or milk vending, but he adapted the jug, wider mouth, wire handle, popularized the large economy size, and pioneered dairy convenience retail by selling directly at the plant and then through neighborhood stores. Those are the real innovations, and they helped create the modern convenience store model we recognize today.
That honesty makes the legacy cooler, not smaller. It says, a person in a modest brick building at Newberry and Broad can rearrange the shopping experience for millions. First across Ohio, then the Midwest, and eventually across an ocean.
A few of your memories this week: Jim from Bailey Road. Every Sunday after church, donuts at Lawson's. I can still smell them. Rebecca of Silver Lake. Chip Chop Ham was lunch royalty. No substitutes allowed. Angela from Stowe shared, we'd grab Lawson's OJ on hot summer days, cheaper than the diner and just as cold.
Keep them coming. Photos at the counter, stories from plant shifts, the time you balanced a gallon on your bike all the way up Broad. We'll share more in a future show.
From that first 1939 retail counter at Newberry and Broad, through the fights over price and Sunday hours, to the burst of new neighborhood stores, the beloved party staples, the labor battles, the sale, the loss, the rebrands, and the surprise sequel in Japan, Lawson's is a Falls story with a very long tail.
And now, we want to hear from you. Which Lawson's did your family shop at? What corner or neighborhood? And what were your go-to buys? A gallon of milk, chip chop ham by the pound, OJ, donuts, the chip dip. Send your stories and photos if you have them, and we'll feature a few on our next episode.
This is the story of a tank truck express they call the Big O. She hauls Lawson's fresh squeezed orange juice non-stop from Florida. Roll on, Big O. Get that juice up to Lawson's in 40 hours. Now the oranges ripen in the Florida sun. Sweet on the tree they stay. Then they pick 'em and they squeeze just as quick as you please. And the Big O leaves the same day. Roll on, Big O. Get that juice up to Lawson's in 40 hours. Now one man sleeps while the other man drives on the non-stop Lawson run. And the cold juice in the tank truck caboose stays as fresh as the Florida sun. Roll on, Big O. Get that juice up to Lawson's in 40 hours. Get that juice up to Lawson's in 40 hours. Get that juice up to Lawson's.
Oh, no, not again. Hey, what have you got in there?
My wife goes to Lawson's. I get different fresh lunch meats every day. All kinds of cheeses, potato salads, Twinkies, yogurt, the works.
Tomorrow I go to Lawson's.
Yes, but now it's time to get back to work.
There's always something special at Lawson's, so come on in.
Grandpa, what's a delicatessen?
Well, a delicatessen is a place like Lawson's.
Lawson's has good things in store for you.
See? They have fresh sliced meats, turkey, roast beef, and real no bologna. Also salads, cheeses too.
I like Lawson's, Grandpa.
So do I.
How does he do that?
Lawson's has good things in store for you.
Dear Joey, getting my hair done. Be back at 3:30. Please go to Lawson's and pick up bread, lunch meat, potato salad, and pop. And if you want, something to hold you over till dinner time. Thanks for helping me, Joey. Love, Mom. P.S. Later we'll go out for a treat. Joey, I'm home.
There's always something special at Lawson's, so come on in.